Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who has been patient and I think diligent is the word, dedicated. I do feel like this is an offer that could be regarding your love life, or it could also apply to something maybe creative or a project that's been really important to you, a job that you've really wanted. For some of you, this is pursuing a career and finally getting that degree, but we have a sense of like completion, what I've been working towards, what I've been really patient. It's finally here, right? So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime tone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you have some nice weather. It's really windy here, so you may end up hearing that. If you'd like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. And we're going to start with the situations deck. What else do we have? Grip, anchors, chains, weighed down, and pop up. Spontaneous, unexpected surprise visit, and alien, telepathic dreams, songs. So I feel like there's something that you have committed to. You have not been, lackadaisical or kind of lazy. You've been actually really focused on this. For some of you, this could be your fitness or health. But this is something that has been important enough where you expected something to go right or something to change in a positive way. And I feel like this pop-up visit or somebody you're going to encounter, it's like straight out of a dream. I expected I would be able to get famous if I put in the time and effort. I expected I would be able to lose 50 pounds if I, followed the program that my instructor gave me. I did what I needed to, and now I feel like things are going the way that I want them to. This is the Egyptian tarot. Hello, Realm of Bedlam. How you doing? 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Swords in the reverse. There have been some sacrifices you've had to make. I feel like this is living, a little bit below where you would like to, saving money that you would otherwise like to spend. But again, the commitment that you've had, it's really paid off, or it's about to. You didn't really want to fluctuate or worry about what would happen if you didn't try for what you really do want. If this is a love connection, this is somebody who realizes they needed to work on their stability or building something of their own before they felt like they could make a love offer. But it's very much so rooted in somebody being able to create some sort of foundation. 8 of Pentacles, Queen of Chalices or Queen of Cups in the reverse, and Temperance in the reverse. So in order to get where I want to be, or in order to make the changes that I need to make, I know I need to be willing to endure a little bit of disruption or feel like things are a little bit unstable. It may be a little bit of a test in terms of my patience, but it's worth it because I know where I want to go, or I know what I want to have in my life. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Key Controller. Hello, Darnell. How are we doing? I'm proud of you, Key Controller. We've got the Ace of Cups in the reverse, the Stars, and the Queen of Wands. You guys can judge me if you want, but... All right. I'm proud of you. It's like you took barren land, dirt that has no nutrients in it, and you grew the most beautiful harvest, even though people were like, it's not looking good over there, partner. I don't know if we can actually make anything happen over there. You believed in something, you cultivated it, you encouraged yourself, you believed in yourself, but you also put in the work. And this is you manifesting your dreams. I know it's not easy. I know I have to, really exert myself, right? I really have to put in the effort. But if I do, then I get what I want. So isn't that worth it? Isn't this like the motivation that I should use to get what I want? So now we have a sense of your wish coming true and things feeling a little bit like a dream, but it's reality. So I guess this is kind of like a giddy heads up that you've been willing to sacrifice the things you needed to. You've been willing to focus when you needed to. And now it's time for things to level up. I feel like there's going to be someone who shows up or someone you run into and you have a conversation and it goes exactly the way you wanted it to, or the way that you had hoped it would. Whether this is somebody who's offering a job or a contract or a relationship. Maybe it's the cat distribution system at work. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse again. So in other words, it's a repeat of the card we had just before it. The King of Swords in the reverse and the King of Pentacles. So it's like somebody going viral, or, you're finally able to publish your book and it's a bestseller. And now with the King of Swords in the reverse, all the people who did not believe in what you could accomplish or what you set out to accomplish, now it's that time where they're going to see you like in all your glory. You're going to have this like recognition, or maybe there's going to be a little bit of press about you or people talking about you in a positive way. And these King of Swords in the reverse that didn't believe in you, they're going to look a little bit foolish because they spoke before they knew what they were talking about. We have the Nine of Swords and the High Priestess. Yeah, so it's like you knew it would go this way. I know that the odds are against me, or I know something is difficult to achieve, but it's the fact that people think it's so difficult that keeps a lot of people from achieving what they're capable of achieving. So if I just assume and say I will be, famous, or I will be published, or I will be, successful, then it'll happen, right? I mean, it looks like you manifested this, so I don't think you were wrong. Six of Pentacles and the reverse. But there was a cost. It's time. It's dedication. When a lot of people would have lost focus, you did not lose focus. When a lot of people would have, kind of like succumbed to the fact that there was negative influence from friends or family or coworkers, you were like, no, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I want to do. The difference between, all the other people who wanted it and me is that I daydream about it, and then I also take action. I make plans, and then I follow through with those things. So yeah, I agree. It's one thing to want something. It's another to actually like put in the work. Six of Wands in the reverse, Hermit in the reverse. There is some issue here in terms of like confidence that entered into the equation when you were pursuing this. So I do feel like it could be a reference to your own confidence, and it may be kind of mirroring your dedication. If you stick with this, then you feel really good about what's going on. If you pulled back, then you started to feel less good about, what you had been able to accomplish. But I also feel like this could be about other people being a little bit intimidated by your potential, by your capabilities. And that can create, things like jealousy, or people just being not very supportive. This is the signs of the times. Hello, Darth. Hello, Laura. Hello, Khalil. How we doing? Hello, Candace. How's your day? We've got 39 water, surrender, and 24 phrases, motivation. That's what I'm saying. When other people would have surrendered, when other people would have given up because it was difficult, because they didn't want to keep making sacrifices or keep putting in all of the time and energy, you kept going. So there's a message coming in. There's somebody that you're going to talk to, or somebody who's going to maybe call you, email you. And this is when you finally get to spread your wings and show everyone that everything that you've done has been worth it, because now you have this beautiful thing to show for it. This is the mystical cat. Hello, Glenda. How are you doing? What else do we have? Oh no. 9 of C, or the 9 of Cups in the reverse. Death in the reverse. 5 of C, or the 5 of Cups. There is going to be somebody who is kind of a thorn in your side. So this metamorphosis takes place. You get some great offer. Things fall into place exactly the way you wanted them to. You're able to get that title, that offer, whether it's love or money. And then there's this person who feels like you shouldn't have what you have. Maybe they want what you want, maybe, or what you have. Maybe this is somebody who felt like things were unresolved between the two of you, but this is an energy that is not able to let go of a past circumstance that felt like a loss. And I do feel like they have resentment or a desire to like blame you. Hello, Hayden. Hello, William. Hello, Rachel. How are we doing today? So we've got cat magic, which is the magician. The Earth Kitten, or Page of Pentacles in the reverse. And the 6 of Sky, or the 6 of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this is someone who has sent negative energy towards the Queen of Wands, King of Pentacles. This is why we don't pay too close attention to gender, right? This is the same person. But we've got the determination that you deployed in order to get where you have gotten. It frustrates or irritates or gets under this person's skin because they don't want you to do better than they are, or they don't like when you get all of the attention. They don't want to feel like less than. So there's energy that I think they have sent to try to slow down, or to try to completely stop your success. I do feel like it has had an impact in terms of a delay, but that they couldn't find a way to actually like cancel out this thing going well for you. And it's because of your dedication. It's because you stuck with it. So remember, we had the Ace of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Now we have the 3 of Wands. And that's, like I said, it's, I have this dream, or I have this thing that I want to pursue. And besides just wanting it, I also am going to do the things that I need to in order to get there, right? I make plans and then I do the things that I say. So we've got the 4 of C, or the 4 of Cups in the reverse, the 3 of Sky, which is the 3 of Swords, and the 3 of Fire. This is somebody wondering why you haven't had this like problem, why you haven't had negative energy impacting your success. Why are you still doing well? Why are you still having this glow up? They're at your back, right? And you're over here focused on what you want to do. They don't understand that because it's like you don't even acknowledge them, or you've protected yourself from that energy, that they only have like littlest bit of impact despite how much energy or time they might put into trying to stop you from being successful. So we've got Sea Tom, which is the Knight of Cups, the Two of Seer, the Two of Cups in the reverse, and the Fire Queen, the Queen of Wands. That's you. So this is one of my favorite cards. Look at how cute that is. The Knight of Cups is an offer. And with the Two of Cups in the reverse, it's hard for me not to, it's like something's taken from one person and given to you. Do you know what I'm saying? And that could symbolize for some of you that we have somebody who maybe was a romantic rival and had done quite well at captivating the love interest that you have in common until some truth about their character was exposed. And now that love offer that was going to go to them is going to go to you because, in contrast, your character continues to shine over time. It's not like a fake, right? There's something here about someone being particularly upset because either in the past they lost something like this and now you've gotten it, so they feel threatened by you being better, or there's a literal competition, right? I thought I was going to get that and now you're getting it. I don't like it. I want that job offer. I want that, I don't know, car, love interest. This is kind of smelling like jealousy. This is the character oracle. What else do we have? Employee, worker, service, consultation, and reader. Seeker of knowledge, knowledge pursuer, and explorer of information. So you do something quite well, and maybe it's something that a lot of people wish they could do. Get paid to, I don't know, look things up, share information. But your hard work is what the employee card is referencing. It doesn't necessarily mean that you work for somebody. Obviously, you could. But for many of you, this could be about starting your own business and it going well. And there's someone who was expecting or maybe even wanting to hear that things went really poorly for you. They wanted to hear that you failed at this thing that you've been working towards. If this is about a romance, this is somebody who wanted to hear that you've been kicked out. We have Madman and Blacksmith, Embracer of Madness, Frenzy, Chaos, Unruly, and Possession, and Forge, Melting, Shaping, and Tempering. We did have Temperance in the reverse. They're trying to make things the way that they want, and it's not working. So even if they are trying to, leverage spells or something, it's not taking shape the way that they had planned. It's not delivering the results they had sought. If anything, it's like, oh, okay, well, that thing that you didn't want to have happen at all is now happening 7 days later. Hope you can live with that. It's not what they want. So I feel like they're like trying to figure out what they can do. Revolutionist. Champion of transformation, freedom fighter, pursuer of welfare and justice. That's interesting. So you have an impact on people because you do things the right way. You don't cut corners or you consider other people. If you've started your own business, people like how you treat them as far as working for you. This is the Kipper. Hello, Gonzalez. How are you doing? Hello, Justin. How's your day? Unexpected income in the reverse, so an unexpected loss. Bad health. Great fortune. I don't like this, but it really does feel to me like they wanted you to be left out in the cold in multiple ways. They may have wanted both your romantic life and your professional life to be in dire straits. But instead, they're hearing that you have this great fortune or things are going in your favor. This may be kind of a little heads up that things are about to really go well for you. And if this person tries to come back around, to keep in mind what their real motivations are. They may question whether or not you put in the time and effort that you needed to justify whatever it is that, you're succeeding at. And I think the real frustration from this person is I put in a ton of effort to try to make this not happen for you, and you still won. It's like an arm wrestle. And one person has like demonstrably bigger muscles, but for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe they get distracted by something. The person with less muscles wins. And we have somebody who's like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you didn't even know that I was trying to mess with you, and you're still over here successful, getting the things that I didn't want you to get. Distant horizons. There's encouragement for you to stay no contact or, low contact with this person, because obviously they don't really want you to be happy. They'd like to see you fail. Bear. This talks about strength. And then we have the fish, which is good news. Your resilience, your dedication, your commitment to what you've been doing. That's why all of a sudden there's this like lucky situation that you're in the right place at the right time. You meet the right person, or somebody happens to find your business, your website, whatever, and things just really go well. Hello, Jenny. How are you doing? Hello, Pilo. I like it. Wishing well. I'm telling you, you're getting what you want. But the thing is, they're telling you you're about to get what you want, but don't let this person, this King of Swords in the reverse, who doesn't seem to want to see you do well, don't let them like participate in your celebration or like feast on your abundance. I said it. Because they're just looking for things that they can like talk negatively about. If I go to your place, I'm looking for things that are made poorly, or I don't know. They don't want to see you do well. So that energy just needs to not be near you. This is the Path of Shadows. What else do we have? We have Grimoire and the Vampire. So you are the High Priestess, and there's an energy vampire or somebody who feels like they can take what is yours. It doesn't have to be energy. It could be your actual money, right? But this is somebody who feels like they have the ability to impact your life in some way. They may have tried to figure out what, your future holds so that they could try to block it. But the problem is they don't really know what they're dealing with. In the night's embrace where desires ignite, my hunger keeps consuming all in sight. They have this frustration because you're getting something that they wanted. Skeleton and Labyrinth, or Labyrinth. A curse of bones, time, and dust, things that were never meant to last. Among the confusion of the twisting turns and the endless chase, will I find myself in the heart of this maze. They feel like they've done just as much work as you. I don't think they have. But that they didn't get what you're getting. Why didn't they get to have the success that you're about to get or that you are already starting to see? The problem is they didn't put forth the dedication. I'm taking the skeleton card as somebody who's like, oh yeah, like I kind of tried, but like, I had other things going on too. And this is somebody who like every day I do what I need to make sure that I graduate with honors, or every day I do what I can to make sure that I can save up enough money so I can move to where my love interest is. There's something here about this like dedication over time that makes such a big difference, but this hater of yours doesn't seem to appreciate that. Raven, knowledge, death, and energies. This is saying once you see this person's true character, believe it. You don't need to justify distancing yourself from somebody who seeks to harm you. Mystic swamp, deep dark waters, your reflections you can't see. You won't find yourself if you don't go deep. This hater is basically finding it easier to blame you for their problems than to think about why they haven't been able to achieve these same things. They haven't put forth that dedication, right? But they still are mad at you because you got it and they didn't. They don't want to look at what their responsibility or their like part to play in that was, because that's a little bit too much like accountability. And I don't think they like that very much. This is What's the News? Hello, Sky. How are you doing? We have Bye, Felicia. Peace and out. Thank you, next. Leaving and not caring. And Fuego, chemistry, intense passion, and things are heating up. I do feel like for many of you, there is a romantic connection involved in this story, but that doesn't have to be like the core element. I feel like things are heating up is the key takeaway, and you're willing to leave people behind or walk away from behaviors or patterns that have only made it more difficult for you to remain committed to this passion or this project. So, the person who is a hater, I feel like it's not going to be very difficult for you to recognize that true energy and acknowledge that maybe it's time to like go no contact or low contact. But things are heating up, I feel, is about your money, your business, your popularity, whatever it is. Light bulb moment and penny pinching in the reverse. So it's like you have an idea that makes you rich, or your approach to whatever it is that you do is unique. You have your own fingerprint on it, right? Your own style. So we have ghost, no closure, cowardice, disappearing act. It looks like this third party is going to maybe be the one to initiate no contact, but for those of you that feel comfortable, you may decide that you want to ghost this person, in part because you need to focus. And this is somebody that likes to distract you or likes to make you feel like you can't achieve this or couldn't. So I think you're ready to, refocus and not waste your energy on somebody who likes to cause you issues. I'm telling you, you have a lucky break. You're going to go viral. You're going to get hired for something that you consider your dream job. Maybe this is you save up the money that you need. You get the travel that you need. You have your love offer accepted. This is like, I need to call my mom and tell her what happened. We've got playa, playing the field, not looking to settle and seeking options. This person who's a hater, they settled, right? They weren't necessarily working every day or trying as hard as you have been to make your life what you want it to be. So they're over here trying to figure out what you've done differently, what your approach is, and why they weren't able to duplicate it while they're dealing with some financial issues. So this is the main reason why they're a hater. They've struggled with finances while trying to pursue the same thing that you have been able to crack into. But I feel like they don't fully appreciate the sacrifices you've had to make or the things you've like literally done to make sure that you are as good as you can be. We have reading up, doing the research, learning more, and gaining insight. It's like one person watches a few YouTubes and feel like, okay, I should know how to play the piano, whereas another person spent 3 years taking lessons, right? There's a difference in terms of dedication, and in part it's because somebody's pretty toxic. They assume that they're just going to be successful. There could be some sexism here. We've got the cleanse, detox, ridding negativity, and purification. Yeah. If this connection is toxic, this hater, then do not encourage it. Do not feed the troll. They're just mad because they weren't able to get a nice life like you've been able to. They don't appreciate how hard you've had to work to get it, but you know, hopefully that changes someday. Hello, Drew. How are you doing? I love it. This is the earth and bone. Sage, number 2, harmony, acceptance, calm, serenity, and patience. And burrow, exhaustion, lack of energy, questioning motivations, and realignment. So the individual who has been a little upset by your success, you see them, you understand their intentions, even if they are kind of questionable. And I think you appreciate that they're struggling with their own self-worth. I don't feel like you're interested in making things worse. You just want to remove yourself from the situation because you don't really want to have that negative energy messing with your flow, messing up your hair. I don't know. This is the Overthinker's Oracle. What else do we have? Hey, Michael, how are you doing? You're always on my mind. Karmic partner. So I don't feel like this is romantic for all of you. Could be for some of you, but this is someone who feels like they've had to compete, or like if you're going to do something, they should be able to do it too. I wish I could go back in time. I would have treated you better. Now that I see that you're getting famous, now that I see that you're doing well or you're achieving exactly what you wanted, and especially if it's in a field where I wanted to be successful, I wish that I would have treated you better because this is only going to be bad for me. There's incoming communication, and I feel like it could be an attempt to try to see what you can salvage. Is this, you know, really time for us to stop talking? And I feel like it might be, because while this person is trying to find a way to like upset you or bother you, there's someone else over here that's pulling on your energy, and it's a soulmate. So you're like, why would I pay attention to this person from my past who really just doesn't like me when I've got this, you know, lovely person over here I consider to be a soulmate? I feel like this doesn't even really make it on your radar. You're just kind of like, whatever. It's not a big deal. People gonna people. All right. Hi, Dino. How are you doing? I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I'll see you on the next reading. Doodles.